Marriage is built on trust, love, and respect. Family is built on blood, loyalty, and support. When both collapse at once, it breaks a person in ways that are hard to explain. I was 24 years old when I got married. It was an arranged marriage, but slowly, it became love. My husband was caring, gentle, and ambitious. He had a good job, and he treated me with respect. I always believed in family. My sister Mira was like my shadow. She was 3 years younger than me. Since childhood, I took care of her like a second mother. When my parents couldn't afford something for both of us, I always gave up my share for her. I shared my clothes, my books, and even my secrets. When she visited my house after marriage, I felt happy. She would laugh with my husband, and I thought it was good. I never imagined something could go wrong. Sometimes Mira came to stay with us on weekends. She said she felt lonely at home. I didn't mind because she was my sister. But slowly, I noticed small things. One evening, I came out of the kitchen and saw Mira laughing loudly at something my husband said. Their eyes met for a second too long. I brushed it off. Maybe I was overthinking. But another time, I found Mira sitting on the sofa, wearing one of my nightgowns. She said she had spilled something on her clothes, and I believed her. But when my husband came out of the bedroom and looked at her, I felt uncomfortable. Still, I kept quiet. One Sunday afternoon, I had gone to the market to buy vegetables. I came home earlier than planned because it started raining. As I unlocked the door, the house was silent. I thought they were both sleeping, but when I opened the bedroom door, my heart stopped. My husband and Mira were in bed together. For a moment, I couldn't breathe. My hands turned cold, my legs weak. I dropped the shopping bag, and the vegetables rolled on the floor. They both looked at me, shocked. Mira pulled the blanket over herself. My husband stood up, trying to say something, but his words didn't reach me. The two people I trusted the most had betrayed me, together. I screamed. I cried. I threw whatever I could find. My chest hurt as if someone had stabbed me with a knife. "Why?" I shouted, tears burning my face. Neither of them had an answer. Silence was louder than words. I locked myself in the bathroom and cried for hours. I couldn't face them. My mind kept replaying the scene again and again. That night, I slept in the other room. My husband knocked on the door many times, begging me to talk. Mira also cried outside, saying, "Sister, forgive me. It was a mistake." But how do you forgive something like this? The next morning, I packed Mira's clothes and threw them out. I told her, never come back. She tried to touch my feet, but I pushed her away. I didn't care that she was my sister anymore. She had killed that bond with her own hands. My husband kept trying to explain. He said it was a moment of weakness, that he still loved me, but his words felt like poison. If he loved me, he wouldn't have done this. Days turned into weeks. I felt like a ghost in my own house. I went to work, cooked food, and cleaned, but inside, I was broken. At night, I cried silently, pressing my face into the pillow so no one could hear. My chest ached, my head spun, and my heart felt heavy. I thought about leaving him, but then society's voice whispered in my ears, "What will people say? A divorced woman? It must be her fault." I also thought about my parents. They were old, living in the village. They would be heartbroken to know both their daughters' lives were destroyed. So, I kept quiet. But the silence was killing me inside. One day, Mira came back. She stood at the door, crying, begging me to let her in. I wanted to slam the door in her face, but part of me wanted answers. I asked her, "Why, Mira? I gave you everything. Clothes, love, support. Why did you take the one thing that was mine?" She sobbed. "I don't know, sister. I was weak. He was kind to me. He listened to me when I felt lonely. I didn't plan it. It just happened." Her words cut deeper than knives. She didn't even sound guilty, only scared of losing me. "You didn't just lose me," I said coldly. "You lost your sister forever." I closed the door on her face. That day, I decided, blood doesn't always mean family. Forgiveness is easy for small mistakes, but betrayal by love and blood, that is not easy. I went through every emotion: anger, sadness, disgust, loneliness. Some days I hated my husband so much that I wanted to leave immediately. Other days, I looked at him and remembered the good times, and my heart softened. But then the image of him with Mira came back, and the wound opened again. He kept begging me for another chance. He tried to be extra caring, but nothing could erase the truth. After months of suffering, I realized something. I had two choices. Either keep living in this broken marriage, crying every night, or gather courage and walk away. One evening, I sat with my husband. My hands shook, but my voice was firm. "I cannot stay with you anymore," I said. His eyes widened. "Please don't say that. I love you. I made a mistake, but I will never do it again." I shook my head. Love is not enough. Trust is gone. You broke it, and nothing can fix it. For the first time, I felt strong. The divorce process was painful. People whispered. Relatives blamed me. Society judged me. But I stood strong. I rented a small flat and started living alone. The first few nights were scary. The silence was heavy. But slowly, I learned to enjoy my own company.